Gildan Media, a division of Recorded Books, presents The Best of Guerrilla Marketing, Guerrilla Marketing Remix, by J. Conrad Levinson and Jeannie Levinson. Narrated by Patrick Lawlor. Foreword. Jay invented it. You don't get to say that very often. Not the J part, of course, the invented part. Jay invented modern marketing. Jay invented the guerrilla mindset. Jay invented the notion that advertising and marketing weren't the same thing. Jay figured out how to take this brilliant idea and turn it into hundreds of brilliant ideas and dozens of books. This book is just the tip of the iceberg. It's not a short book, but it's ultimately too short because there's too much to cover. The world of marketing is a better one because Jay made it that way. Seth Godin, author, Poke the Box. Seth Godin, 45 Main Street, 3R, Hastings-on-Hudson, New York, 10706. http://www.sethgodin.com. Click on my head. Part 1. Insight into Guerrilla Marketing. Chapter 1. What Marketing Really Is. It's the precious connection between you and whoever buys what you sell. The connection is made online, in person, by phone, by mail, at a show, on a sign, by hearing, by reading, or by seeing. It lasts from the moment the customer learns about you until he or she gets enticed away from you by a cagier gorilla. But if you're a gorilla, that probably won't happen to you. You know what gorillas know, that you knock yourself silly winning a customer and you don't lose that customer no matter what. That means you realize that the precious connection comprises what marketing really is, an entire experience. Your job as a gorilla? Make every single moment of the experience satisfying, simple, and worthwhile for the customer. When you do that, you're truly a practitioner of guerrilla marketing. It isn't easy to be that good. To give you a powerful competitive advantage, we're giving you the pure gold we've mined from the treasury of guerrilla marketing. In our opinion, it's all gold, but in these pages appear the nuggets that are purest and newest, the most leading edge and timeless of all. Marketing begins the second that you know you've got a product or service to sell to a person. In that second, crucial questions pop up. What is the name of what you'll be selling? Where can people buy it? How much will it cost? How will people pay? How much will it cost you to produce it? What color will be on the website and the shelf? The answers to these questions change like the wind because marketing changes the same way. That ability to change is part of the DNA of guerrilla marketing. There are two other parts to that DNA. The first is the ability to operate according to a very simple plan. Everybody can do that. The second part is committing to that plan. Not everybody can do that. Most people expect quick answers, which doesn't happen, instant results, which don't happen, and high profits at the outset, which don't happen. So they abandon their plan, making certain that it won't happen. And then they complain that marketing doesn't work for them. But marketing works for everyone, if they do it right. This guerrilla marketing remix exists to help you do it right. Guerrilla marketing has made the transition from a maverick kind of marketing to mainstream marketing. It has taken its message from a single place in California to the majority of the world. It has been embraced by both small and large businesses on our planet for two straightforward reasons. One, it simplifies a seemingly complex topic. Two, it works every time if you do it right. Guerrilla marketers have mastered the craft of doing it right. The purpose of this remix is to transform you into a guerrilla marketer. After the transformation, you'll understand that marketing is all contact anyone representing your company has with anyone who does not represent your company. Marketing is not just the blaring trumpets, it's also the easily overlooked details. But guerrillas don't overlook them. Guerrillas understand that today marketing is the truth, always the truth, made fascinating, always fascinating. In the past, much of marketing was not the truth, and certainly most of it was not fascinating. What a lot of people fail to understand about marketing is that it is a process. It is not an event. Guerrilla marketing has a beginning and a middle, but rarely an end unless you sell your business. Even then, it should not have an end unless you sold your business to a half-wit. Marketing is also a business more than an art. Sure, it embraces all art forms: music, writing, acting, dancing, video, painting, illustrating, photography, singing. But don't delude yourself thinking that you're an artist. You're a guerrilla, and your focus is on the profits of your business. If there's any emotional gratification involved, it's because of the steady and robust rise of those profits, not because of any awards or compliments you receive along the way. A great artistic performance is often followed by applause and cheering. A great marketing performance is often followed by apathy and inaction. Why is that? That's because it is marketing and not an artistic performance. Yet many non-guerrillas, failing to hear the applause, figure that their marketing isn't working. Marketing hardly ever works instantly. If you need instant results, go into farming. Often that works faster than marketing. But even the best farmers can't rush the process of planting, fertilizing, and harvesting. Guerrilla marketing works consistently and eventually. It hardly ever works immediately. We're glad we're clearing that part up right at the outset. We don't want to see any long faces on business owners who have everything it takes to succeed except for patience. Here's what else marketing is. It's a big chance for you. It's your sparkling opportunity to educate your prospects and customers on how to succeed at achieving their goals. Whether those goals are to earn more money, grow a business, shrink a waistline, play better golf, attract a mate, or lose weight, marketing is your chance to show people how to make their dreams a reality. We're living smack dab in the middle of the information age, so you can give away free information to help your target market hit their own bullseyes. Perhaps you can do it with information. Or marketing success might lie in the products you offer or the services you render. Whatever it takes, your product can probably solve the problems of your audience. So consider yourself a problem solver. When you do, you're well on your way to being a guerrilla marketer. Of course, in addition to being a craft for a problem solver, we must admit marketing also involves an element of art. Truth be told, marketing is the art of getting people to change their minds. It's a way to persuade them to see it your way, to stop doing things the way they've been doing them, and begin doing them your way, because doing them your way will make their lives easier, will help them achieve their goals, will help them be happier, whatever that takes. So one of your jobs as a guerrilla is to see what it really does take. Let's stop here for a moment just so you can be clear on one thing. Are we telling you that guerrilla marketing is easy? We are not, because it is not easy. There are many good things about it, including effectiveness, certainty, efficiency, freedom from stress, and the pure joy of doing things right. But it is not about ease. One would think that to be a guerrilla marketer, you'd have to work your tail off. And you do have to work hard, but we've created this remix so that you don't have to work your tail off. Jay has worked a 3-day week from our home since 1971, so we don't want to lead you down a garden path toward overwork. No gorilla is a workaholic. Excellence in hiring, training, and delegating protects gorillas from that malady. What do hiring, training, and delegating have to do with marketing? They have everything to do with it, because they are integral parts of the experience your customers will have with you. Guerrilla marketing is a realization that a galaxy of details affect the power of your brand, the experience your customers have with you, and the size of the smile on your face when you review your profits. 'Nough said. Let's just do it. Gold Rush. In 1853, a man went to the California gold rush hoping to make his fortune by selling tents to the miners. However, the weather was fine and the miners slept out in the open, so the man could sell no tents. But he was creative. He made his fortune anyway, and his name is famous to this day. How did he become rich? And who is he? He used the tough tent cloth to make trousers for the miners. His name was Levi Strauss. Human Resources Helpful Hints. Take the prospective employees you are trying to place and put them in a room with only a table and 2 chairs. Leave them alone for 2 hours without any instruction. At the end of that time, go back and see what they are doing. If they have taken the table apart, put them in engineering. If they are counting the butts in the ashtray, assign them to finance. If they are waving their arms and talking out loud, send them to consulting. If they are talking to the chairs, personnel is a good spot for them. If they are wearing green sunglasses and need a haircut, computer information systems is their niche. If the room has a sweaty odor, perhaps they're destined for the help desk. If they mention what a good price we got for the table and chairs, put them into purchasing. If they mention that hardwood furniture does not come from rainforests, public relations would suit them well. If they are sleeping, they are management material. If they are writing up the experience, send them to the technical documents team. If they don't even look up when you enter the room, assign them to security. If they try to tell you it's not as bad as it looks, send them to marketing. Walt Disney and Ray Kroc. Both Walt Disney and Ray Kroc were said to have been neat freaks to the point of OCD, obsessive-compulsive disorder. The story is told that one day both were attending the same event and found each other in the restroom at the same time. Neither one of them wanted to touch the restroom door handles, so they struck up a conversation that lasted for more than 20 minutes as they patiently waited for someone else to enter the restroom, which allowed them to both scurry quickly out the door before it closed. Neatness. Neatness is not something that occurs on a Monday morning. Neatness is something that should go on every second that you're open. If people see that your premises are sloppy, they're going to assume that's the way you run your business. If they see your premises are neat, they're going to assume that's the way you run your business. While we were visiting Disney World, we spent some time at Epcot, and we sat down on a bench and watched people litter for about half an hour because we wanted to see how long the litter would stay on the ground. It never stayed there longer than 10 minutes. People would appear from behind shrubbery or drop from a cloud and pick up the litter and restore the neatness. Disney employees clean the restrooms twice every 30 minutes. Disney knows the importance of neatness. What's the main reason people patronize McDonald's? 1. Clean restrooms. 2. Good French fries. Hamburgers don't really factor in it at all. McDonald's executives know clean restrooms are a free marketing weapon and that people make purchase decisions based on the neatness or sloppiness of the premises. Walk into a Nordstrom department store. See if you can find any hint of sloppiness. You never will, because Nordstrom managers realize Neatness is a marketing weapon. Chapter 2. What Marketing is Not. However it appears to the public, don't kid yourself into thinking that marketing is show business. It is not. There's no business like show business, and that includes marketing. Think of marketing as sell business, as solve a problem business, as create a desire business, but don't think for a moment that you're around to entertain the throngs. Someone else got there before you. You're here to provide those throngs with positive purchase experiences. You're a guerrilla. Guerrillas know that no matter how much they may advertise, marketing is definitely not advertising. There are 200 weapons of guerrilla marketing. Advertising is one of them. Whatever you do, don't overlook the other 199. Your customers won't appreciate it if you do. Sure, advertising is seen by a lot of people, and there was a time when it worked, but it certainly doesn't work now nearly as well as it used to. If you have a website, don't expect it to work. Planning an ad campaign? Expect grief. How about PR? Doesn't work as well as it used to. So, what does work? Marketing combinations work. If you have a website and you advertise it vigorously and you run a publicity program to tie in with it, they will all work, each part of the formula contributing its own particular magic. The guerrilla marketing weapons actually help each other work, which is why guerrillas are ever mindful that individual weapons can't win battles all by themselves. That's why advertising is not marketing, and email is not marketing, and telephone calls are not marketing. Not alone they're not. But as part of a combination, they're lethal. Marketing is not any single one of the 200 weapons. It's the wise use of many of them. Everyone knows that people look online first before making a purchase. So is being online the trick for your business? It is part of the trick, but being online is not marketing. It also needs a lot of help. We hope you're beginning to see that it's the guerrilla who provides the help that the weapons of marketing need. The guerrilla helps with information and with action. One without the other hardly does the job. Together, they pack an awesome punch. We're here with this remix to provide the exact information that you need. The action is up to the person whose name is on your driver's license. All the information that exists is meaningless without that person taking action. For many companies, there was a time when marketing was direct mail. But now it's known that direct mail needs a lot of help. Companies using this technique need to employ some guerrilla imagination. Many people continue to think that marketing is telemarketing, or couponing, or social networking. All of those actions are part of marketing, but none of them are the whole deal. Don't ever think we're still in an age of single-weapon marketing. If you do, you may be the only one left who thinks that way. Guerrilla marketing embraces 360 degrees of communication, reaching target audiences in as many ways as are affordable and possible. Your task as a guerrilla is to be aware of all the marketing weapons available to you, to experiment with many of them, and then to identify the combination of weapons that provides the highest profit to you. Here's something else that marketing isn't. Brochures. People rush out to produce a brochure, thinking that's all the marketing they'll need. It probably is a very important link in the chain that leads to success, but a brochure certainly is not marketing all by itself. Maybe it used to be, but this is not your parents' generation. It's yours, especially if you're a guerrilla marketer. Pay close attention here because many failed businesses just didn't get this. Marketing is not a stage for humor. If you use humor in your marketing, people will recall your funny joke, but not your compelling offer. If you use humor, it will be funny the first and maybe even the second time. After that, it will be grating and will get in the way of what makes marketing work. Repetition. Humor sabotages your marketing right from the outset, but some misguided people think that marketing is supposed to be funny. Those same people most likely think that marketing is their invitation to be clever. Get that notion out of your mind. People remember the most clever part of your marketing, but it's your offer that they should remember. Think of cleverness as a marketing vampire that sucks attention away from your offer. Also, dismiss the notion that marketing is complicated. Marketing becomes complicated for people who just cannot grasp the simplicity of marketing, but it is most assuredly user-friendly to guerrillas. They begin with a 7-sentence guerrilla marketing plan, then they commit to that plan. That's certainly not complicated. We've saved the best for last. We've saved it for last because it's the #1 misconception about marketing. More money has been lost due to this misconception than due to any other factor in marketing. We see people who do everything right until they actually start marketing. And that's when they fall right on their keister or their face. Neither one is an option for guerrillas. Marketing is not a miracle worker. Fortunes are lost regularly by people who expect miracles from marketing. But the marketing business is not the miracle business. It's the patience business. It's the planning business. If you expect miracles, you're going to get ulcers. Marketing is an opportunity to earn profits with your business, a chance to cooperate with other businesses in your community or your industry, and a process of building lasting relationships. But a miracle worker, it is not. Telephone demeanor. Once we were called into Midas muffler shops because they were dismayed at their inability to make appointments with callers. Midas was getting 100% of its initial contacts by phone, which is wonderful, but employees were converting only 71% of those callers into appointments, which is terrible. It meant they were dropping the ball 29% of the time. While surveying the shops in person, we couldn't help but notice that most of the time the ringing telephone was answered by a person who obviously didn't want to be on the phone. That person was too busy, in a conversation with a customer, in a bad mood, or an introvert. Whatever the reason, the person answering the phone didn't want to be doing that. And it showed. No wonder so many callers failed to make an appointment for a new muffler. We suggested Midas undertake a telephone training program. It would take only half a day. Midas was so warm to the idea that it instituted a new rule. You can't answer the phone at a Midas muffler shop until you've taken this telephone training. Within 6 months, Midas began converting 94% of all callers into finished appointments. That represents more than $1 million in profits, yet the cost was negligible. Postage stamps. Guerrillas know that people are assaulted with a blizzard of direct mail every day. Most of those direct mailing pieces get thrown into the wastebasket without the envelope ever being opened. So guerrillas, facing up to this reality, put 11 stamps on each letter. They decide to pop for first-class postage, but rather than a single stamp, they'll put on 11 stamps. They'll put a 6-cent stamp, 2 4-cent stamps, 2 3-cent stamps, and 6 2-cent stamps, and then they'll mail the letter because they know the recipient has never received a letter with 11 stamps on it. That letter's going to be noticed. That envelope is going to be opened, and the contents are going to be read because it's the first time in the person's life they ever received a letter with so many stamps on it. This is the true essence of guerrilla marketing. It does not cost more money, but it does take time, energy, and imagination. Another application of this in direct mail is if you're going to do a mailing from Dallas where you live, first have your mailing sent to someplace like Portugal. Then have it mailed from Portugal, because then your prospects will be receiving an envelope for the first time in their lives with a Portuguese postmark and a Portuguese stamp. That's what we mean by imagination. Marketing combinations. We know a guerrilla bed seller with a mom-and-pop store who chalks up more than $1.5 million in sales each month and uses only 4 marketing weapons. 1. Radio commercials direct people to his website and his showroom. 2. His website answers questions and directs visitors to his showroom. 3. Trained salespeople capitalize on the momentum created by the radio and website. 4. The free gift of a comforter, a set of sheets, 2 pillowcases, and 2 good pillows ensures healthy word-of-mouth marketing after the sales. How expensive is that combination of marketing weapons? Not very expensive, but extremely effective. That should be your goal as a guerrilla. Marketing that is not very expensive, but extremely effective. Sounds almost too easy, but it isn't easy to come up with the winning combination. Yet guerrillas have learned that what they sacrifice in ease, they make up in profits. Mixed messages. An anti-drug organization distributed material to children in school. However, this had the opposite effect to what was intended. Why? The group distributed pencils with the printed message, "Way too cool to do drugs." As the children sharpened the pencils down, the message became, "Cool to do drugs," and eventually just, "Do drugs." Attention to detail can make or break your campaign message. Location, location, location. There are 2 important things for you to know about location. 1. Many bankrupt businesses in America at one point had the best location in town, but they relied so much on it that they ignored the other 199 weapons. Location isn't enough. It's important, but not enough. 2. The best location in the United States and the best location in your town is on the Internet. America is learning how to buy things in a new way in a new place. They're learning to buy things in a new way by buying online, and the new place is the Internet. And unless you're there, you're missing out on a location that's only going to improve in time. Chapter 3. The Birth of Guerrilla Marketing. I figure that guerrilla marketing was born in 1957, when, as a U.S. Army counterintelligence analyst, I was required to write reports of investigations in 1 1/2 pages, single-spaced. That taught me the importance and the challenge of being concise. It also led me to begin a career in advertising, first as a secretary because I could type 80 words per minute, and then as a copywriter when I had written so many ads and commercials that never saw the light of day that I finally learned how to make them good enough to run. Eventually, I had the blessed experience to be able to create advertising for famed brands like Green Giant, Pillsbury, Chrysler, Procter & Gamble, Kellogg's, Sears, and Quaker Oats. I got to see hands-on and first-hand what worked for the big companies with the bottomless bank accounts. Then I ventured off on my own and created marketing materials for then little companies in new industries, computers, solar energy, waterbeds, fast food chains, plus a little-known men's magazine called Playboy. These enterprises had empty wallets, but big ideas. I quickly learned what they needed and could afford on the marketing front.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?